So if I were to ask you, what is it about your brand that is different across the millions of other Instagram brands out there, and you weren't able to give me a very impactful differentiation, then you're doing it all wrong. Nowadays in 2026, people want to buy from founder-led brands, not products. And if you don't fully understand on how to optimize on this gap in the market, then people are not going to give a fuck about your brand. Now you may be asking, who are you and why should I listen to you? For those of you guys that are new here, my name is Solomon. I am 18 years old. And to be completely transparent, when I was 13 years old, I started a clothing brand, got around 3 to 4 sales, and it completely failed. Since then, I've actually grown the passion of marketing and strategic growth in order to help direct-to-consumer owners not go through the trial and errors I had to do when I was younger. Now this led me to start my own marketing agency with my business partner Noah, and we've been fortunate enough to work with well over 100 brands in all kinds of different niches, and we've been able to take one of our first ever clients from doing $5,000 in a singular month to over $115,000 in under 4 months. And now I've been able to actually transition into a direct-to-consumer growth partner with anyone that has some kind of product or brand that they're trying to learn how to actually expand in the direct-to-consumer arena. Now with that being said, everything starts with having a brand identity, right? So what does this mean? Having a brand identity is the foundation that the rest of your brand is actually be built upon. Now this becomes the filter every decision is made in your brand, from content, copy, creatives, even personal branding. Now so many brand owners have failed time over time because they don't have a true foundation in their brand, leading them to capped revenue months or just pure stagnation. A good way I like to think about it is when you're building on sand, you're bound to sink at some point, compared to if you actually took the time to lay out and blueprint every single thing you need to have a concrete foundation. It's going to be able to withstand a lot more weight, and you're going to be able to build a lot more on top of it. Because at the end of the day, yes, you can continue to chase that next winning product or just run more ads, but that is a very short-term solution to a very impactful problem. Now, having a brand identity is broken down into 2 main pillars, and the first one is having a founder mirror. This is actually understanding who you are as a person and not just a brand owner. So I want you to actually go ahead and take out a pen and paper and write down a couple things. The first one being, what are you most proud of building or doing? The second one is, what does your typical Saturday consist of? What do you actually respect about in people? And lastly, what do you actually want your brand to say about who you are as a person? Now, the reason why this is just so important and actually being able to reflect on who you are as a person is because this is going to allow you to understand why you even started the brand in the first place, right? Because if you can't understand why you started the brand, that's going to lead to a lot less sales, right? Because at the end of the day, people want to buy from people. They do not want to buy from product. Now, at the end of the day, if you don't understand this one very important key element, how will you ever know who your ideal customer profile would be to market towards? Which now leads me to the second pillar, which is your ICP, or ideal customer profile. Now, a lot of brand owners think that they know their customer, but they simply don't. Now, this is being able to identify that very one specific person that your brand is actually made for, even to the point where it gets uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to market towards everyone in your entire space, then you're marketing towards no one. Opposed to when you know exactly who you're selling to, everything becomes so much easier. Your product decisions become clear because you know exactly what they want and want to wear. And your ads perform just that much better because you're able to specifically talk to one person instead of your vague audience. Now, what this doesn't mean is a certain age, gender, or typical characteristic. Now, to make it easy for you guys, I want you to write down a couple things to ask yourself. Number 1 being, what would your ideal customer never wear and why? Number 2, what type of music are they listening to right now? And number 3, what do they actually aspire to be? Now, when you guys actually work with me one-on-one, or you're one of my clients, we have well over 20 to 30 specific ICP questions, but for now, I just want you to write down these 3. The reason behind understanding to who your ICP is because they should be able to feel true to who you are and still be able to connect back to the world your brand lives in. Now, the further you drift away from your ICP, the harder it becomes to actually turn all of these views and audience to actual monetization or sales. Now, when you fully understand brand identity as a whole and what it means to have a founder mirror and an ICP, it becomes just that much easier when it comes to content, inspiration, product design, or ad. Overall, leading to a stronger foundation in your brand. Now, a good test I typically like to do with my clients is I want them to read through the description of their ideal customer profile, and they should be able to easily envision this person's lifestyle, what do they listen to, their values, and what do they truly care for. Now, if their description can apply to 5 different brands, it's just not specific enough. Now, on top of that, understanding your ideal customer is also going to help you understand your competitors. Brands with a similar ICP to yours are worth studying closely how they speak, what they post, who they attract, and how they position their product is all useful information for sharpening your own targeting. Now, a prime example of someone who's using this so perfectly in the clothing brand space right now is Marshall Cruz, the owner of Tame Psychotic. Now, he does not have any out of the ordinary pieces. In fact, he's never even ran an ad in his single life. The thing that he has that is separated from him from the millions of other brands is him being able to pinpoint his dream customer and being able to master his brand identity, which has led him to making hundreds of thousands of dollars on a singular drop. Now, with that being said, boys, if you guys have gotten any value out of this entire video, make sure to go follow my Instagram down below at official_Solomon. Also, make sure to join my free broadcast channel on Instagram, where I be dropping sauce every single day that I don't post on YouTube or Instagram. And if you are a direct-to-consumer owner, clothing brand owner, product owner, whatever it may be, and you're looking to see how it actually work with us, make sure to hit that first link down below in the bio. Without further ado, I hope that helped you guys out, and I'll catch you boys in the next video.